Hello, Andrea from Chasing Whimsy. I'm going to show you a little trick when working with textures. Sometimes you put a texture on to an image, but maybe you don't want the texture in certain areas of it, but there's a problem. If you just try to erase it, it can change the tones because the texture has added different tones to the image. So I'm going to show you a cool trick on how to get around that. There are other ways to do this. Here's just one really cool way that I've learned in my exploration of this subject, and I thought I would show you. So I have this image here. This is a finished image, so it's already got stuff on it, but I'm just going to use it to show you. This is a picture of my daughter, one of the first fairies I ever did, actually. Actually, no, because she didn't get her session until several years in. Anyways, so I'm going to just take this texture. This is a texture from Joel Olives. It was one of his free ones. And I'm just going to bring that into this image. And we will just resize that to fit onto here quickly. Okay. And so there is the image there. And I'm going to just, you can try different blend modes, but I'm going to stick this one on overlay. So say I'm like, ooh, that's really cool. I love that. But when I zoom in to the actual, her skin, etc., I don't like how it is over her skin. I don't want that texture on her skin. Now, you could just throw a mask on that and you could erase it, but the problem is it's going back to the original color of the image, which obviously doesn't match the image and looks stupid. So I'll show you another way to do this. Let's get rid of that layer mask. So I've got this texture on overlay. What I'm going to do is duplicate that texture layer, and I'm going to just put it back to normal. So it's on normal like that. And then I'm going to go up to filter and I'm going to Gaussian blur. Pretty much the entire thing. Like I want to blur it pretty much right out. You can pull it all the way to the other end or just as far. You want to sort of be able to keep some of that, if you pull it all the way, you sort of lose the effect that it's having on it. So bring it somewhere where it's pretty much all blurred out, but you can still sort of see what that texture is doing, so it's not changing the light too much in the texture. So kind of somewhere in like that. Hit OK. Now you're going to make that a clipping mask to the other one below it. So the one below it is there on overlay. This is on normal, which is blurred. We're now going to do a clipping mask to clip those two together. You go up to layer and create clipping mask, or it's Alt-Control-G, or you can actually hover over in between and press something, which I can't remember at this time. So anyway, so now I have it clipped to that. So you can see it's now the blurry layer over top sort of clipped in that. And then I want to actually turn that blur layer off. So I'm going to put a mask on it and I'm going to invert, Control-I to invert it. So now all we're seeing is that the textured layer again. But now when I zoom in and I go to that mask, when I start painting over to reveal that mask, it keeps the color but takes away the texture. How cool is that? So you can just remove the texture anywhere that you don't want the texture. I'll probably keep it on her dress and her wings, but I don't want it on any of her skin. So you would just brush it off and it will just reveal that blurry layer, maintaining the color of the image, or the color of the overlay. Let's do this super fast. I'm not even using my pen. This is just with the mouse, so you can get the idea. So anywhere that you have skin that you don't want that, let's get rid of it. If you go over your edges, just switch your mask, obviously, the other way. And now, when we zoom back out, we've got that coloring maintained, but it's not on her skin. This needs, I would probably remove it, a little bit more around. I might reduce my brush now and to the opacity of brush maybe to 20 and just kind of start dotting around a little bit to remove a bit more and just blend it out a bit. But gives you the idea, anyway, if there are areas that you don't want to have texture, that's a real quick way to do it. There's your tip of the day.